Serena Williams' childhood coach issues dire Naomi Osaka warning to WTA competition. Rick Macchi tips Naomi Osaka to pull off many upsets in 2026 as Serena Williams' childhood coach also believes that the top 10 will be the Japanese's best friend. After struggling with consistency and failing to get to her desired results a year and a half into her post-pregnancy comeback, the former world number 1 replaced Patrick Mouratoglou with IGA Swiatek's ex-coach Tomasz Wiktorowski. The impact was instant as Osaka reached her first WTA 1000 final since 2022 in Montreal. A few weeks later, the 28-year-old also made the US Open semifinal. That was her first last four outing at a Grand Slam since the 2021 Australian Open. Naturally, back-to-back strong runs on the biggest stage positively impacted the Japanese's ranking, who went from being ranked outside the top 50 in June to finishing the season at number 16. Osaka showed flashes of her old tennis in the second part of 2025, and she shouldn't lack any confidence ahead of the 2026 Australian Open. Macchi, Osaka was a different player after making a coaching change. The top 10 will be her best friend in 2026. Osaka to be the wild card and pull many upsets this year. Top 10 will be her best friend and be right there in the end. She was a different player last year with the coaching change and had clarity, motivation, and a better understanding of the geometry of the court, Macchi wrote on X. Meanwhile, Osaka landed in Perth over the weekend as she is set to kick off her season at the United Cup. I hope so. I guess I'll let you know after my first few matches, but I think so. I feel like every year I'm slowly getting stronger, so I hope next year I'm better too, the former world number 1 said when asked if she was ready for 2026. Osaka will start her season on Friday when she takes on former world number 3 Maria Sakkari at the United Cup. From Compton to the world, Serena Williams' childhood coach issues a dire Naomi Osaka warning to the WTA competition. The sun in Compton never asked permission to be harsh. It burned down on cracked public courts, where chain-link fences rattled in the wind and dreams bounced as hard as tennis balls against concrete. It was there, long before center court, trophies, and global reverence, that Serena Williams was forged. And it was there that her childhood coach learned a lesson the rest of the tennis world is only now beginning to understand. Today, decades later, that same lesson echoes in a warning directed at the Women's Tennis Association: ignore Naomi Osaka at your own peril. This is not a casual prediction. It is not hype. It is a reminder, rooted in history, hardship, and a deep understanding of what happens when raw talent collides with inner resolve. The weight of Serena's beginnings. Before Serena Williams became a symbol of dominance, she was a little girl learning tennis under relentless pressure, external and internal. Her early coaching years were not smooth or romantic. They were confrontational, experimental, and often controversial. Her childhood coach faced criticism for unconventional methods, rigid discipline, relentless repetition, and a refusal to shield Serena from adversity. Mistakes were not hidden, they were confronted. Losses were not softened, they were dissected. The philosophy was simple but brutal: the world will not be kind, so preparation must be ruthless. Those early issues weren't failures. They were friction. And friction, as history proved, produced greatness. The coach learned that the most dangerous athletes are not just skilled, but self-aware. Not just strong, but mentally armored. Seeing Naomi Osaka through the same lens. When Naomi Osaka first arrived on the global stage, she didn't roar like Serena. She didn't dominate press conferences or project invincibility. Instead, she spoke softly, sometimes awkwardly, with visible vulnerability. Many mistook that vulnerability for weakness. Serena's former coach did not. What he saw in Osaka was something eerily familiar: a player navigating immense pressure while still discovering her own voice. A champion learning to exist under a spotlight that is both blinding and unforgiving. Like Serena, Osaka faced early struggles, not with forehands or footwork, but with expectations. Media scrutiny. Cultural identity. Mental health battles played out in public view. These were not distractions, they were crucibles. And just as Serena's early coaching conflicts shaped her steel, Osaka's struggles are shaping something equally formidable. The warning issued to the WTA competition was not loud, but it was chilling in its certainty. You are watching a champion in transition. When she finishes becoming herself, she will be unstoppable. The coach understands something many rivals overlook. Players who confront themselves early gain an advantage that technique alone cannot provide. Osaka has already tasted the summit. She has already walked away from it. And now, she is returning on her own terms. That, according to the coach, is the most dangerous phase of all. Why the tour should be worried? The WTA has seen dominant players before. But dominance born from self-definition is rare. Serena's reign was not just about power, it was about certainty. Once she understood who she was, no opponent could unmake her. Osaka is approaching that same threshold. Her game is evolving again. Sharper, freer, less burdened by expectation. She is no longer playing to prove she belongs. She already knows. The warning is not about rankings or trophies. It is about timing. The coach believes the tour is underestimating the quiet transformation happening off-court. And history suggests that when a player finishes battling herself, the rest of the field becomes collateral. Lessons from the past. Serena Williams was doubted, criticized, and misunderstood, especially in her early years. Her coaching issues were framed as dysfunction. In reality, they were preparation. Now, Naomi Osaka walks a parallel path, though shaped by a different era. Where Serena endured skepticism, Osaka endures exposure. Where Serena fought for respect, Osaka fights for balance. But the destination may be strikingly similar. A storm still forming. The warning is not dramatic for drama's sake. It is informed by memory. The coach remembers what it looked like when Serena stopped questioning herself and started imposing herself. He recognizes the same calm before the storm in Osaka. The WTA has been competitive, dynamic, and unpredictable in recent years. But tennis history shows that eras eventually bend around singular figures. If Naomi Osaka completes her evolution, this era may soon have a name. And when it does, the warning will no longer sound prophetic. It will sound obvious.